Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today is a little versus video. We have Xvive. Now, in case you're wondering why they're different colors, generally they never are. It's because I've had a few sets of these, and I did a video on how to change the battery and buggered up one of the units before we were successful. Anyway, so still got a transmitter, still got a receiver, no big deal, and I do have an extra transmitter kicking around. Yay! Anyways, so these are the Xvives, and they have a 100-foot range to them. They have 4 channels to go through, so if you have interference issues, just push the button on each unit to change the appropriate channel. It goes by flashes, so you know that, hey, I'm in channel 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you can have up to 4 of these units together. Now these sell for $200 Canadian. If you want to get really technical and picky, $199 at Long and McQuaid in North Bay, or any Long and McQuaid actually throughout Canada, and many other Canadian retailers, $199 for this set. Now I've had these sets for a while, and recently I actually gave a set away to a student because I bought another set of wireless, because what's been going on is up until we replaced our pastor's headset, I had no issues at church with these things. And since then, they fall out of sync. And so this is a problem for playing at church with these things now. And so I thought, well, this sucks. Didn't matter what channel I went on, I was getting bumped and the frequencies would get scattered, and they just changed channels randomly on their own. At home, I don't have any issues with them. But I need wireless at the church because I cannot deal with using a cable on a guitar. Because I did actually have to go one service with having a cable on, and of course I was using my Les Paul. Thank God it was around my neck at the time, and I yanked the cable out. This really pisses me off. So I love wireless, I love these, but the Line 6 headset, don't ask me what model, I don't know off the top of my brain. It could happen with any of them. You'll find out when it happens to you which wireless thing, because it may be not a problem with Line 6. It may be some other unit that you have, okay, that may cause an interference. Now, all radio devices, and Bluetooth is still radio, all have to be able to accept frequencies, right, and collisions. And that's why you can change channels on these to avoid collisions. However, sometimes the frequency bandwidth is so narrow that no matter what you do, you still could end up with a collision. So the solution to that was Boss. Now Boss just came out with 3 wireless systems. These are the WL-20s. Okay, now these are really good. Now these are only $39 more than the Xvives. Okay, they're a little on the blocky side. Your transmitter is actually much narrower than your receiver, because obviously we got a lot more going on in here. And because of the design of this system, you plug these things in together and they will bind. Now the thing with these is you have 14 channels. You can have 14 sets total hooked up on stage at one time, which is kind of actually awesome. The other advantage to this, though, too, is when you have them connected, not only do you have to bind them after you have all your wireless stuff on so that they can search out a frequency that won't interfere, you also connect the 2 of these together, plug your charger into the receiver, and it charges both units at the same time. Now, you also get 10 hours of playtime on these things, which is awesome. Okay? Now, the Xvive system gives you 5 hours and 100-foot range. The Boss will give you 53-foot range. This is what I've marked it. They say about 50. I got 53 feet, so I was really pushing it. And at 54 feet, they start to go. Okay, they chatter. They sound horrible. So hey, if you need more than 50 feet, buy something different than Boss. Okay, but at 50 feet, most of us at least, and I do mean most, so probably about 97% of us don't need to even go anywhere near the 50-foot range, so we're okay with these. And I like these because even though they have a reduced range of the Xvive, they do have the advantage of the 14 channels that automatically switch, and the fact that you can bind them And you have to do this, by the way, every time you turn on your wireless equipment, just to make sure, because you're not always using your same wireless equipment at every venue either. Okay, so if you're playing on stage even professionally, these things are great. Now, there is a drawback, of course. Yes, there are drawbacks to the Boss. The one big drawback, and I'd probably say it's the only one too, is the fact that when you're dealing with a Stratocaster guitar, or a guitar that has its input jack in the same place as a Strat, and you've got a whammy bar, okay, or a tremolo bar, whatever you want to call it, vibrato bar, okay, these things you have to lift your whammy bar up first and then plug it in so that the bar can rest itself against the side of this. This way you can still access your whammy bar without any difficulty. Now that's the only one real drawback. Now with systems like the Xvive, okay, these things are so sleek that it doesn't matter if it's a Strat. Plug it in, your whammy bar goes free around it. Okay, it's not going to be an interference problem whatsoever. Okay, that's going to be the only real difference as far as, you know, a con issue for the Boss. You have the whammy bar getting rested against it. These you don't. Okay. Now, like I said, the drawback to these is you only have 4 channels, and you could still end up with interference on all 4 channels, which would really suck. So this is the problem I ran into with, like I said, our Line 6 system at the church for the pastor's mic. It's interfering with these, and so I had to buy a new wireless set. And I've been using the Boss quite a bit at church now. We've had absolutely 0 issues. In fact, even our worship leader, he's been using a Joyo set. There's been no interference between these and the Joyo. The Joyo doesn't get collided against the Line 6 either, which is kind of nice. But the Joyos are really huge in comparison to even these. But they're a great starter system. They got a great range out of them. They got great clarity. But you only got about 2 hours of runtime. Okay, these are like 10 hours. Xvives are 5 hours. You kind of get what you pay for in a way too, because even the Joyos, they're like a $100 unit, but they're a great starter point, and they are really good sounding. Now, Joyos can also interfere with other Joyos, and you're supposed to be able to hook multiple units up together with Joyos. And we did have some collision issues that we never did get resolved with our 3rd set in the works, so it kind of sucked, right? Because all you had was an anti-interference button. Maybe that's their idea of channel changing, but I guess maybe we didn't go through enough anti-interference button pushing. Who knows? But either way, these auto-sync to 14 different channels, and you can have up to 14 of these hooked up at the same time, providing none of those channels are in use by any of your other wireless equipment. Okay? Even when I bring these home from church, I rebind them to my wireless stuff that I have at home, because I do have a wireless mic here and other stuff that's wireless, so I rebind them. That's the way it auto syncs, and it's not a big deal. You know, charge time is actually pretty good. It's like not even 2 hours really. It's pretty good. Depends on how depleted the batteries are too, right? The Xvives, I have no problems at home with these. They seem to be really stable at home, so I can use these at home and then keep these for when I'm at church, or I can use these at home too. Doesn't matter. Either way, I'm golden that way. So as far as price point goes, the Boss, like I said, is $39 more than the Xvives, has half the amount of range of the Xvive, but has the ability of 14 channel hopping, and of course they hop the channels by connecting them and binding them. Then you take them apart, plug your stuff in, away you go. Xvives, yes, you manually change the channels, which is fine, and you will have up to 4. So, and these are $200 Canadian versus $239 Canadian. Now, this set here, like I said, these are the WL-20s. These are for passive pickups, and they work also really good in preamped acoustic guitars, but they don't work well with active pickups. Boss does have a specific set for active pickups, so if you have active pickups and you want wireless, because there's not that many systems out there actually that do actually work with active pickups. There are some, but not that many. Okay. at least Boss thought ahead of the game on this. They made this for the passives and to work with acoustics. Their active pickup set works with acoustic electrics and active pickups. Don't know if they work with passives though. I haven't had a chance to try them out. They also have another one that's like a pedal board style, and I believe that one's mainly for the passive pickups. I'm not sure. I have to check the specs. But either way, great product, great price. 10 hours, that's awesome, because sometimes our band practices go on, feels like forever. We've had a couple of them that were like a long time. So that happens. We got plenty of juice. The Xvives probably would have survived the last band practice. It was really lengthy, but I don't know. We didn't use these because they're now useless at church for me, so I don't use them anymore at church. Anyways, guys, you can take it any way you want from the information, but it's kind of your choice. I'm not going to advise you on which set you should get or shouldn't get. Everybody's needs and wants are different, and preferences and what they're willing to live with for pros and cons and all that sort of stuff. So take it as you will there. And thank you for watching. And hey, if you're not subbed, please subscribe. I do have a variety-based channel. I have not had a chance to do some of my other videos in the last while for few different reasons, but I will be getting back to that stuff too. Being well, I'm doing what I can when I can, and we go from there. So, and do feel free to browse through the channel. I have a ton of stuff up here. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.